Hi friends, this is 𝗦𝗧𝗢𝗢 here. In this video, I would like to discuss not about the market or economics as per se, stock market, nothing to do with that, but in general about the coronavirus, how it can be controlled by learning from an example of a small country which was very successfully able to control it without much fancy fanfare and much fancy technology, but by simple solutions. And also that post this, how we can start economy very fast on a fast footing, and that is this kind of a simple solution. So I just wanted to share that example and experience of this particular country. So this country is Uzbekistan, and as if you can check, it is not more than 1600 1700 cases till now also totally, and hardly I think 4 or 5 people have died. So maximum, that is, nothing happened. So how they were able to do it? First of all, they were very fast in closing their borders, in the sense that in the February itself, they closed their borders. Mid-February itself, they closed their borders, and all the international travels and everything they stopped. And before that also, what they did was that whoever was coming from outside, whether it is Uzbekistan citizen or whether anybody else was visiting, they were compulsorily put up in a good quarantine facilities, not allowed to go home, irrespective of whether you are sick or not sick, or you are having fever or not. They were strictly checking, and everybody was compulsorily put into the government facility, which was very good, self-sufficient, self-provided facility, where all the food and shelter and everything was provided, and medication was provided freely. And then they also immediately closed this the international travels and air travels and all the borders. And they even, after some times, they even stopped accepting their own citizen also. So if a Uzbek citizen is trying to come back from Russia, because they have a land border, so you can come, so they simply, they didn't allow, they didn't accept anybody from outside. So that was the one thing. The second thing what they did was that immediately they started distributing mask and sanitizer to everyone in that in the full Uzbekistan. This is what government did. It's freely. And also, wherever there was possible, they thought that it is some kind of a infection has happened, they immediately closed that particular area and very strictly implemented those kind of lockdown, with government providing everything. So this is how they were able to control this virus pandemic in successfully. And it's continuing that countries continuing economic activity, and not much disruption has happened. The same way, and I would also, we cannot do now, we cannot go back in the past and try to change. If we were able to do that, definitely we would do that. But now, since it is already, horses have fled the stable, and now we have to control the situation. So in the first phase, what I would like to suggest, recommend, is that we should open up, because we have also been able to control in a very great way by putting this full national lockdown. And I'm talking about India. Is this lockdown has been successful to a great extent, and whatever is but it cannot continue to go forever and ever. And it is, I'm not only specifically talk about India, but I'm talking about all the economies in the world, all the countries in the world, be it emerging economics particularly. It applies more, because they don't have more resources as compared to the developed economies. So it pertains to countries like India, Russia, Brazil, South Africa. So this is what I'm talking about, that how they can restart their economy immediately, and what steps they can take. First of all, they can open up the internal economy, the domestic economy, in the sense that they should allow this immediately. This travel should be allowing travel, in the sense that this transportation, first of all, that internal transportation should be opened up immediately without any restriction. That will only and you can keep international travels, or your borders closed for the outside, whether it is your citizen also or whether it is foreigners also. You keep it closed for, say, another 2 months, 3 months, that international travels that is there. That way, you can, because most of this, as you know, most of these cases in every country, it has been imported from China, in the sense that whoever was traveling and coming, and like that way it kept on spreading. So it was an imported case. That was in India or in Russia. It was not like that. It epidemic started from there. So that is why we have to keep restricting this international travel for another 2-3 months, but without any restriction on this internal travels. So like in case of India, we can immediately open up the transportation, because why transportation? Without transportation, internal transportation, no raw materials can be supplied to any manufacturing company. No sales can be done also. No finished goods can be transported to the destination. Nothing can be done. So there is no point in only opening up this isolated standalone basis that you manufacturing it starts, you can start. But how anybody can start? Because at the end of the day, he has to procure raw materials, or he has to supply raw materials to somebody, to outside. It's not inside. So that is where the transportation logistics becomes the biggest important factor. And that is where, particularly in case of India, that problem is happening, is that because of this lockdown, all this labor force is not available. So for the transportation, drivers are not available, cleaners are not available for driving these trucks, and so government can immediately relax this and allow some kind of an incentive for transportation companies, or in fact government can take over also, or provide this whoever in that local area, that some say suppose in one state of Gujarat, a few people outside, the truckers or the drivers are stuck, or laborers are stuck. So they can be identified by their that digitally, Aadhaar card or whatever this thing, and all local administration can be given this task to identify that who are this drivers and truck drivers, or this logistics operators are stuck into. Identify them immediately, bring them and give them this incentive and salary, so that they can immediately start and they can take the things, goods, so that the transportation and movement of goods starts. So that is the first suggestion, that you please relax immediately this transportation and internal, not only this allowing with some condition that manufacturing can be allowed outside, and it's not about that. Manufacturing outside also will not happen without this free movement of transportation. So the first and the foremost is that you allow please free movement of transportation without any condition, and that will start this movement of automatically once this lockdown is over. Another suggestion, or another suggestion too, is that because there are a lot of rumors or lot of apprehensions, I would say, not rumors, because people are already fed up sitting at home and doing nothing and continuously for lockdown, and nobody knows, it keeps on extending. So my suggestion to all the countries and all this, particularly this emerging economies, is that don't be overcautious. Don't be on the side of over cautious side. You can sometimes you can kill by being over cautiousness. You can kill the economy, you can kill the people also by being over cautious. Why? I will give you an example. What happens in our stock market parlance, there is a saying, is that there are some always there are some analysts or there are some broking houses who you will say that, okay, if this guy is recommending that buy, that means definitely you should sell it, because its track record is like this way, that whatever he say, exactly opposites happens. So you take a contrarian. You said, okay, if he's saying buy, better sell it, and if he says sell, better buy it, and you will be proven, you will get the correct results. So in the same way, and also another point is that in stock market, when there is a saying that when there is too much of optimism, when everybody, even a last man on the street, starts giving you advice about investing in the stock and getting to the market, that is the phase when the bull market phase is going to end, and market will start correcting. Okay, in the same way, when so much of pessimism has built into the system, and everybody till now I don't see that particularly, because still money keeps coming into the market and market keeps going, because everybody still thinks that, oh, nothing has happened, everything will start, and that pessimism is still not built into the system. Pessimism at particular individual end, it is built because of sitting at home, nothing more. But still that pessimism is not that, oh, I'm going to lose job or anything. Still that hope is there. Till the time that hope is there, that market continues to that is called, that this is the last phase of the bear market, when that everything becomes very pessimist. Everybody really understands and feels that, yes, I am gone, it's a total gone case, and that there is no one iota of pessimism, that no one iota of optimism left in anybody. That is the time we can fairly say that now it is the end of the bear phase, and the starting of the market will start going up on a continuous basis, not on that. So taking cue from this, why I am telling about this is that, taking cue from this, I am talking about this WHO, World Health Organization. What World Health Organization chief told in the January, everything is fine, everything is hunky-dory. You people should not be afraid. You should not be, ostracizing Chinese people. You should not be, be against that, and you should allow this travel. Global travel is no problem. And that is how this virus spread all over the world. And now they are coming and to be on the overcautious side, because they are trying to hide their inefficiency or foolishness, stupidness, whatever they had done by giving that wrong advice totally. At that point of time, they are trying to correct it by being overcautious and telling everybody, oh, it can go on for long, and you have to be very cautious. You don't know, millions of lives are at stake. It can be very dangerous. You have to continuously for a long time this lockdown, and don't allow mixing up, don't open up your economy immediately, and be cautious about things. This is the time when I am saying that this is the end of this, going to be very soon. This virus is going to end. So governments all over the world, and particularly emerging economies, cannot afford to continue to lock down for continuously. So this is the cue that it is time to open up, at least internally, domestically. You start all this transportation, logistics, and please start opening up the economy. Don't worry about. This is the cue that its virus is coming to an end. When it's, as I told you in stock market parlance, that this is a proven guy. Whatever he tells, everything opposite happens. So this is the clue that it is coming to an end, and at least restart. Don't be overcautious, and don't listen to who says. Okay, so this is my advice to restart economy all over the world, and particularly to the emerging economies like India, Russia, Brazil, South Africa, that don't be on the overcautious side. Nothing is going to happen, and don't wait for the virus, some magic or miracle happen and everything will be solved. No, these are the kind of things which will come. We have taken enough precautions. You take enough precaution and start. And don't put it on the bureaucratic hurdle also, that with all some kind of 100 guidelines, and if one by mistake one misses one small guideline, and that local administration will haul that particular company into all over the calls and close it is going to become more difficult. More people will lose jobs if you do like this way. So better, as this cue is of when who comes out with too much of pessimistic predictions and telling that everything world is it's very dangerous and everything, you should take it that it is not so dangerous and it is going to end soon. So you please restart your economy. This is my particular advice to all these people who are watching me. Any case, that's all from my side, and thank you very much for listening. And if you like my video, please put a like and subscribe it and share it with your friends and maximum people, so that this message reaches to the globally. Everybody understands that what needs to be done. See you. This is 𝗦𝗧𝗢𝗖𝗞 here from Moscow. See you next time with some other interesting theme.